So let's talk about some business advice that I've heard from successful entrepreneurs that I've met along my journey. By the way, my journey started in 2006 when when Google bought YouTube. That's when I started my YouTube channel. You then fast forward to about 2021, and that's when I got my first successful video. I kept trying different things, and I was never consistent, and I never stuck to it. But when I actually put my mind to it, and I stopped being worried about what people thought about me and how hard it was, and complaining and moaning and being stuck on the ideas rather than action, that's when it actually worked. And then the biggest thing that changed my entire career, took me from, a few $1,000s a month to 6 figures a month, was the people I surrounded myself with and the way they opened my eyes to different opportunities, things that I didn't know even existed, right? And that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. So every successful entrepreneur I've met has one thing in common, and that is speed over perfection. Again, speed over perfection. They don't care about things being perfect. And this was so eye-opening. So when I started my YouTube channel, right, it was about multiple different things. But when it became successful, it was about crypto, right? And I absolutely loved crypto. I'd been investing in it for 4 years before I started talking about it online. And I spent 8 hours a day creating one piece of content. And then I met this guy. He already had about 100,000 subscribers. And I asked him, how are you making 3 videos a day? How is it even possible? I don't have enough hours in the day to literally do that. It's impossible. And he explained to me his process. And his process went from idea to pressing post in the same amount of time it takes essentially to record. Because what he did was he came up with an idea and he did what I'm doing right now. He just recorded it. So he has a look, he sees, okay, this is what I think about the market, boom, I'm just gonna give it to the camera, I'm gonna feed it, and then whatever I say, maybe I make a mistake, and I'm gonna press post because I don't care. I'm on my authentic self, and that's the way I can be fast, right? So speed over perfection. And that was insane to me. I was like, wait, but don't you want to make sure that you're saying the right thing? Don't you want to make sure that people are hearing you correctly? Don't you want to make sure all of the edits are perfect? Don't you want to make sure there's writing on the screen and B-roll and all of this lovely stuff? And he was like, no, I don't care about any of that. And it was like mind-blowing because I was like, but that's what everyone says to do, right? And that changed the game completely for me. And it meant I could produce more content. And I think producing content is the highest ROI skill that I have to this day. And I'm going to continue to produce as much content as possible. And this channel, right, is my journey of doing it for the 3rd time. So I did it once with crypto. I did it 2nd time with real estate. And now I'm doing it with business, right? Because I believe that I can actually help a lot of people here on this business channel. And I think the number one way for me, and what I've seen from everyone, is create content and create businesses around that content, right? So that's exactly what this channel's about. So subscribe if you want to hear more about that. And there's links in the description for direct contact with myself. And I'm also trying to create and ideate the perfect value thing that I can give you guys. So fill out the form if you want to help me out on that. Now, you don't need big ideas. You need daily execution and relentless consistency. Relentless consistency is the best thing that I can say. Relentless, relentless, relentless. Because do you know how hard it is to post for, let's say, 2-3 months every single day and receive almost no recognition for it, no views? When I say no, I mean like between 1 and maybe 200 views. Everyone talks about the 200 view jail on TikTok and yada, yada, yada. It's terrible. It's painful. But the people who actually make it past that are the people who see these endless fortunes of what they want in life, right? And the thing is people get stuck trying to figure out, why is TikTok punishing me? Or why is YouTube punishing me? Or why is Instagram punishing me? Why am I only getting 200 views? The reason you're only getting 200 views is because the content's shit. I'm sorry, the content is shit. How do you make the content better? You make more content. Right? That's it. Because that's going to teach you the skills in which it takes to captivate an audience, to tell stories, to provide hooks, to make your title and thumbnail good enough that people actually click on it. So right now, you're not stuck in view jail. Your content's just shit. How do I solve that? I make more content. How did I solve that? I posted one video on YouTube every single day until it worked. It took me 4.5 months. Right? 4.5 months of every single day relentlessly posting. So the most painful advice is a few things. Nobody's coming to save you, and nobody gives a flying, can I say it, fuck about you. Your network only helps you when you bring value. So, someone who's starting from zero, if you're watching this, how do you bring value? Start now, right? And grow yourself into the person you want to be by posting the content as fast as possible and being relentlessly consistent. Now, what does being relentlessly consistent make you? It makes you the top 1 or top 0.01% of anyone in the world, because almost no one is consistent. Almost no one, right? Almost no one. It blows my mind because the consistency is the key, but no one wants to be consistent. All right. So I saw a stat, and don't quote me on this exact stat, but I was on a podcast recently and we discussed it. And the stat is it's something like 90% of podcasts don't post their 4th episode. And then 90% of podcasters don't post, 90% that make it to number 4, 90% of those don't pass past number 11, right? So that puts you in this like 0.01% of people who make podcasts. And all you had to do was post 11 podcasts, which is absolutely insane, right? Surely that's easy enough. You just do it. And the thing is what you have to remember is when you start, nobody cares. Nobody cares at all about your content. So you don't have to worry about what Jim from school is going to be judging you, because he doesn't care. He doesn't even know it's there. All right. So wealth comes from leverage, from what I've learned. People, systems, and content. My biggest lesson is the goal isn't freedom from work. It's freedom to work. Right? So that might sound a little bit profound. I'm not trying to be profound here, but I love working. I'm here in a tropical paradise and I work every single day. But I can move around the world. I can do whatever I want. I can say whatever I want. I can go to the toilet when I want because no one tells me when I can take a break. Because I do whatever I want. And what I want is to create content, because I believe that's the highest leverage skill in today's online economy, is creating content, is getting those eyeballs, and it's then providing those people with actual value that then creates value for myself. So the best advice that I have for you is to surround yourself with other entrepreneurs who are on the same journey, a couple of steps ahead of you, or a load of steps ahead of you, and then you will learn the things that you need to learn. So be relentlessly consistent, right? But also try and surround yourself with successful people. And success doesn't mean multiple millions. It might be very hard to get into that room if you lack money or you lack network. But how do you start? Put yourself in the environment where there's other people doing what you're doing or what you want to do. Talk to those people. Those people could be one singular step ahead of you. Maybe it's just they've been posting for a month. You're going to learn from them. You're going to grow, and then you're going to build your network that way. Maybe go to a gym that costs a little bit more than the other gyms. Maybe put yourself in a country like Cyprus, Thailand, Dubai, Bali, or multiple other places where digital nomads sit. Meet as many people as you can and ask them questions and listen to what they have to say, right? And then you can create this scenario for yourself. I can't tell you exactly what that scenario will be and what it's going to take to get there, but the successful advice from the entrepreneurs that I've always had: speed over perfection. That can be applied to content. That can be applied to business ideas, and it can be applied to essentially everything. That's how you can outperform the rest of the market. With that said, guys, check out the links in the description, and also subscribe to this channel if you want to hear more of me yapping, and I'll see you in the next one.